eagle flying, I'm roping and a tying.
Well, you see, there were no brave souls who dared call before I mentioned the subject of tonight's broadcast. Isn't that amazing? Well, America is not known today for brave souls. In fact, it's a nation of cowards. Somebody should have been on the phone saying, whatever you're going to say, Bill, I've got something to say about it. But nobody did. So I'm going to tell you what it is. Throughout the history of this and every country of the world, there have always been people who have stood up on a soapbox or on the radio or on television or in a book or in print or in a magazine or in a pamphlet who said, tomorrow's doomsday. Tomorrow Jesus is coming. Tomorrow the world is going to end. Tomorrow all technology is going to cease to work because of Y2K. Tomorrow, all of the assembled armies of the Soviet Union are going to come storming across the Canadian and Mexican border and take over the United States of America. Ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. Now, these people have been saying these things forever since the beginning of time. And people have been listening to them and believing them and falling into their trap and wasting their energy and their money and their lives trying to counter these things and get ready for them as if you could get ready for the end of the world. You can't get ready for that. What the hell's the matter with you? You know? And I am absolutely amazed that every time these liars and deceivers and false prophets and manipulators are exposed, you rationalize it. They rationalize it nowadays, in modern times on the air, and just keep right on going, predicting the next tremendous disaster. And you fall right into that too, and you never stop listening to them. One of the biggest is Brother Stare, one of the biggest liars, false prophets, deceivers, manipulators on the face of this earth, and the shortwave listening audience all around this world have sent him millions and millions and millions of dollars. Yet every single prophecy that he has ever made has turned out to be a lie, to be false. A false prophet, a liar, not a man of God, not the last day prophet of God, but one of the greatest deceivers that's ever lived. Another one is Alex Jones.
So you could see there. It's not just me saying that these people are bullshit. It's been going on for years. I can understand. A lot of people wake up, and there's so many people out there that preach the false prophecies. The end is near. The end is near. Like that guy they put in the movies that stands on the street corner with a sign over his shoulders. The end is near. And they feed you that fear. It's easy to fall into it. Especially when your train of thought that you've had all your life is totally crumpled up and thrown out into the trash. When everything you believe has become a lie, you start to believe, wait a second, what's going on here? The world must be coming to an end. Planet, whatever is coming to get us. It's all going to be destroyed. The evil ones are going to blow up the planet. The Russians are coming. The Chinese are coming. The Mexicans are coming. No. They're not coming over the border. I live by the Canadian border. I can see Canada. Well, the curtains are closed. But when the curtains are open, I have a nice view of Canada. When they come all dressed nice, nicer than Americans, and they're more polite, And yeah, if they want to invade, be honest with you, I got no problem with that. If anybody's going to invade from Canada, nobody's coming across Canada. The irony of it is that it's the American Border Patrol that is more concerned about keeping people in and crossing over into Canada than it is Canada worried about people coming in, or that they're worried about people coming from Canada. To me, that's a guard, like a prison guard. When they want to chain you down and control your flow of where you're going, that's prison. America is a prison. You know, am I against walls or anything like that to keep this person or that person out? No, I'm not against anything. Listen, hey, good fences make good neighbors, all that crap. I built a fence just to keep my dog in. Be honest with you, I want to figure out how to put a door so my back neighbor has easier access to come by. That's how you develop good relationships, is making friends. But walls keep people in. Gates keep people in. The U.S. wants to keep people in. I don't know why, but they do. At least they do around here. They want to lock us down. They don't want us going and seeing freedom. Because it's not in America anymore, I tell you that much. Despite what they make you fear. But the false prophets, those prophecies of the world's going to end, Jesus is coming. Okay, if you look through history, this has been going on for a long time, where they tell you this bullshit. Jesus has not come yet. Every time they convince people. The biggest mistake they can have is when they put dates on it. Matter of fact, a few years ago, they used to put a lot of dates on when the world was going to end, when Planet X or Nerebu was coming. Those Jesus comments are hilarious. Yeah, they are. They're hilarious. They're funny. And to be honest, you have to laugh at them. Jesus is not coming. Okay? They want to allow Jesus to come if you actually read the Masonic rituals. They use their brainwashing to convince people that Jesus is coming. But if you also read their standards on what Jesus is, they won't allow Jesus to come. So therefore, even if Jesus came, you wouldn't know it, because they wouldn't allow you to know it. They control everything. They control both sides, this side and the other side. No matter what, they win. Alex Jones has been called out for a long time. Of course, now he's in that fake lawsuit, big show. And it is a show. I mean, look at all your media. Look at what goes. Let's show you. Let's show you how ridiculous the show is. Okay? Let me just pop over here and see if I can pull this up for you real quick. All right. Let's try and see if we can pull this up for you. We'll pull that up. All right. Let's pull this up and play that.
We came in here in good
Triangle
faith,
hands.
And we're entering into this kind of a discussion in the public view.
But it's not bad, Nancy.
No.
It's called transparency.
It's all a show. It's all a show. Just a big show. That's all it is. No matter what they're doing, it's a show. A big show between Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and Trump and Pence right in front of everybody. I mean, circus act. Big circus act. You see how dumbed down the conversation is. They want somebody to, they want you, not somebody, they want you. They want you to pick a side. Fight for this side. Fight for that side. Well, they all go in the back room and have cocktails together. Man, don't ever watch the news. It's all brainwashing. It's sick. They've confused so many. They've hurt so many through their bullshit. It's a big play. Oh, theater. You got it. But we go through history. Look at the Seventh-day Adventists. How many people they convinced the end is near. The end is near. The end is not there. It's not even close. There's no end coming. When you die, that's the end. Okay? And if a meteorite is coming, you ain't stopping that, right? And if they said one was coming, could we even believe it? NASA lies about so much shit. Why would you even believe them? You know? So how would you know? Unless you've got a telescope and you see a meteor coming, be honest with you, I wouldn't trust anybody saying there's anything coming. Unless you see it, don't trust shit. Because they're liars. They're all liars. It's a big show. I mean, how many times in our past, have we seen, you know, political leaders just sit there in the White House having a stupidity discussion? That's to fire people up. For you to choose a side. There was no intelligence in that conversation whatsoever. You know, when they throw the little freaking, you know, triangle hands there, like the Fetzer Institute symbol. Yeah, right, Blizzy? Bullshit. That's them laughing at you, saying, "Ha ha ha ha! We're part of the club. We're part of the secret society. You're not." But we're also showing everybody that we're just playing with you. Come on. How many times does that constant upside down triangle have to be shown by a political leader for you to get it? That there is no sides. It's all a big freaking game. Look at Donald Trump's building, his Fifth Avenue skyscraper. It's got the upside down pyramid built into it, made out of pyramids in the shape of the number of, well, numbering in 6 on each side, 666. Who does that? Who paints Apollo and Zeus on their ceiling? Trump. An egotistical maniac draws Apollo on his ceiling of his 58th floor Trump Towers. I believe it was a 58th floor, right? Well, we just talked about that too. The 58th floor, 58 equals Freemason and secret society. The guy, he lives and breathes secret society. And people are out there thinking he's going to church each week. Oh, I'm a good Christian. Pray for the Lord. He don't believe in that shit. And it's sad that people got caught up in this. The world's going to end shit. Every time. Century after century. They tell you, hey, the world's going to end. People are like, oh, shit, I better get ready. Get ready for what? You're not a chosen one. There's nobody chosen. The only place you're going to choose is freaking stupidity. The stupidity land. It's dumb. Okay? What's that OBS reconnected say? So I jumped out and on. I don't know if what's gonna happen with that. His uncle, his father's brother, John Trump. And people say, well, was Bush with him and this and that? Either way, what comes down to it is he was hired by the FBI to examine the papers, and he was the first one to have his eyes on those Tesla papers when they disappeared. His uncle is tied all up into all the secret technology. His uncle out with the OTO out west, Jack Parsons, the MK Ultra program, all that jazz. But Trump's not a part of this shit. You're freaking kidding me. And then you got Q just leading people in circles. The fight we have is just the fight for people to use logic, and it's not being done. The truth community is overwhelmed by people that want to use fear to make a profit. The end of the world is near. Oh no, get to your bunkers, Alex Jones says. Hurry up, buy more meals and MREs and all that jazz. And you want to know what? That's not the worst thing. I mean, his pills, I would definitely stay away from his pills. It's probably not a good idea to buy any pills, even if they say all natural, from Alex Jones. Yeah, I would not trust that. That's probably a bad idea. But having extra MREs in your house for a bad day, I do it myself. So I suggest, hey, not a bad idea. Doesn't hurt to plan for a rainy day. Water filtration, definitely a good idea. Do you have to spend the kind of money that he wants? No. You could do it on your own and do it cheaper. But the fear porn is ridiculous. You know, I've seen Richie from Boston over the years. You know, the world is going to end type of stuff. The EMP, this is going to happen. Everybody's going to die, blah, blah, blah. And when it doesn't happen, it's like, dude, why don't you give all the money back that you scared people into giving you? Oh, thank you. Told me you warned me. Oh, I'm going to give you money. No, you're an idiot. You gave that man a dime. And I don't mean to insult anybody, but come on. Demand your money back. Demand your money back from these shells. Demand it. Sue them. Sue Alex Jones for your money back. Sue it. If you feel you were misled, that you're deceived, that you're conned out of your money, freaking sue these people. Robert David Steele, after he stole all that money last year, after he stole over, what was it, $190,000 and didn't do diddly squat except for buy some little VW freaking camper, then he probably sold it, pocketed the cash, whatever he did. Bullshit. These people are bullshit. And you demand, I would demand your money, but demand to get it back. Sue these bastards. They're liars. They've been trying to scare people for a very long time to give, for you to give them money. I can appreciate it. If they're selling a t-shirt or if they're giving you a learning knowledge, if they're giving you something you can use in life, a book, something like that, a product for your money. You're not providing a service with deception. You're providing a disservice, and you should be paying people for deserving them, not taking money for deserving them. When you give people a service, then you can collect money. But deception is not a service. At least not a good one. I would, highly debate the fact that it's any kind of service whatsoever that can withstand the test of commerce, of a legal transaction. People should demand their money back. The world's not going to end. The planet's not going to explode. A lot of bad things can happen by the people that are doing them. But, in theory, you're going to have a long life as long as you stay healthy. Your kids are going to have a long life as long as they stay healthy. Problem is, I'd be more concerned about the stuff they're putting in the food that hurts the kids and, the chemicals that we breathe and everything else like that. The soft kill. Like a lot of people say, the soft kill. That's what you got to worry about. The soft kill is a real thing. Because when the crap is coming through our food and our water and our air, yeah, that's legitimate. But it's not going to all blow up. They like to inch things along. Yeah, will the population happen? Well, it's already happened. It's the soft kill. But don't listen to these liars, these deceivers. It's unbelievable that we're getting in another couple of days to the point where it's the anniversary of Sandy Hook, and there's still not one person in jail. Not one person in jail for that. Not one person. And that's got to change. It's unacceptable that these people are still out there and have not been arrested for the lies they've spread around the world. And they're still continuing. Look at them in France. It's like, the false flag team went on vacation for Christmas to Paris. It's bullshit. But anyways, don't listen to them. If they flash their stupid sign, whether it's with their hands like that or with their over their eye or whatever the frick it may be, they're one of them. Simple as that. 1,000 points of light. Everybody wants to call it this, that, and everything else. But all it is everybody that's a Mason above 28 degree. And people can't figure out, all right, what's the main reason why you could prove ISIS is fake? Well, if Albert Pike said, well, we're going to have the war with the Muslims, why aren't ISIS going after Masonic halls and Masonic groups that are in their own countries? Why aren't they going after that? Doesn't matter what people think, you know, and it should be more in tune with calling out the Rosicrucians and Brene Brith and the OT and the OTO than just saying the Masons. But oftentimes it's just like why I say MK Ultra, because you try and explain each individual program and people have no concept. It's easier to just lump it in. And that's kind of what's done with the Masons. But we need to get people just on that track of where it is these higher groups of Masons, these different groups of Masons. And there is no difference between, you know, there's the Zionists. Okay, the Zionists are what? They're Masons, made up of Round Table, Fabians, and, you know, different Chatham House members. Okay, British Israels. Okay, and that is what controls Israel, not Jewish people. It's not. George Bush was one of these people. George Bush Sr., right? Was he Jewish? It's not just the Jewish people. They make up a large portion of this group that does these things. But watch out for the people that try and put that smaller label without getting into the more details of how it works. Because they don't want you to know how it works. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know who controls it all. Who writes their religion that they understand. You know? Go back and look at the Seventh-day Adventist and their early history and their promise of the end of the world. And then when it didn't happen, oh shit, it didn't happen. Why aren't you being held accountable? Oh, well, you know what? We're just going to change the books and it's going to happen in another 20 years. No. It's unacceptable. You can't believe these people. Why? Why? It doesn't even make sense. Don't make sense. You're listening to this shit. You're not going to die. You're not. You know, eventually. But, you know, it could be from a car crash. It could be from, you know, natural causes, a heart attack. I don't know. Some random weird shit. But no, the world's not going to just blow up. Sorry. They might convince you of it. But don't you have to say, every time they cried wolf throughout history, that kind of has to be, you know, something you take into account on whether or not you're going to believe that this time it's going to happen. All the times they've convinced people in the past and that didn't come true. That should be weighed on what you believe when it's the same groups that are preaching the same shit. Just saying. Anyways, till next time.